Ah, 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 ah. Anyway, you get the picture. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate stopping on by, having just showcased the VHS release that Paramount Home Video distributed in 1990, Full Moon released under the guise of Phantom Video. I thought it only made sense to showcase the LaserDisc counterpart that was released the same year, I want to say 1990, but not under the guise of Phantom Home Video, this time under the guise of Shadow. We'll take a look at what it says, if it's Shadow Video or whatever, but I'm coming at you to showcase the LaserDisc released in 1990. This one, because Full Moon LaserDiscs weren't distributed by Paramount. I'm not exactly sure. We'll take a look, we'll take a look right now and see if it says who actually distributed this on LaserDisc. Alright, that's what I thought. We've got trademark and copyright. Oh, okay, so this isn't from 90. It's from 92. Trademark and copyright 1992 by Shadow Entertainment. So by then they dropped the Phantom Video and changed it to Shadow Entertainment, which is just a random nonsensical name, just like Phantom. I guess they didn't want to group these releases in with Full Moon because those were at the time Full Moon was making new movies, and this being an older movie at the time, they wanted to create some kind of BS Shadow Home Video or Phantom Home Video to distribute it under. But at any rate, we've got, so Shadow Entertainment, all rights reserved, manufactured by Pioneer Video Manufacturing by license under several pending patents. Looking at this cover, it's the same artwork featured on the VHS that came out 2 years before this LaserDisc was distributed. We've got on the top right corner here in yellow, digital sound, also LaserDisc, and this is probably not factual. I haven't listened to this LaserDisc to confirm it or not, but I would imagine that this claiming of stereo is not accurate, as this movie was a low-budget movie from the late 70s. I don't think, until they put out the Blu-ray or whatever, I don't think this movie was ever distributed in stereo, so that's probably an incorrect statement there. But if you watch my video, which you likely have, of my showcasing of the VHS release of Tourist Trap from 1990, you'll know that this artwork is basically the same. Obviously, this being a more wider cover versus thin and tall, you get to see a little more on the sides with just the red mist or whatever on both sides of the scary face from the original poster art. Up top, classic Tourist Trap font with the little bit of white and red kind of background thingy going on. Once again, just like with the VHS released in 1990, we've got the most likely Full Moon art department at the time making up these characters, which don't actually exist in the film. The two kind of scantily clad dummy women, if you will, and the balding, creepy dummy man who's gonna cop a feel at the very frustrated Tanya Roberts. Incidentally, this, just like I mentioned on the VHS showcasing, this image here of Tanya Roberts is from a still from the film, of course, and as I mentioned when I showcased the 1990 VHS release of the film, it's kind of funny how the image of Tanya Roberts here that you use for this cover doesn't feature her foot, her right foot, so art department kind of has to put a couple rocks there in front of where her foot would be, so so it doesn't just end for no inexplicable reason. Unfortunately, with this LaserDisc release versus the VHS release, you can't see as much of the ground as you can see on the VHS release, but the ground here is really kind of telling to indicate that this is in fact made by the Full Moon art department of the early 90s. On the bottom left here, we've got the LaserDisc logo. Bottom right here, you've got the Shadow Entertainment logo. It's so funny how at first it was Phantom Home Video in like 1990, and then by 2 years later, in 92, they've thrown the Phantom Video fake ass company to the wind and in place called it Shadow Entertainment. And incidentally, Shadow Entertainment would be a name that they'd use for quite a while. I want to say even possibly into the 21st century. I'm not sure, but I know that they used the Shadow Entertainment for a lot of even DVD releases in the subsequent years. Taking a look at the back of the VHS cover, since it's got much more inchage centimeterage of space to work with. We've got quite a few more images here than are featured on the back of the 1990 VHS release of Tourist Trap. There's just one big image with two little boxes on the back of that VHS. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 images here, two of which were featured on the back of the VHS, and the other ones are exclusive to the LaserDisc here. Looks like we've got a kind of, under the Tourist Trap logo on the back, a kind of a tagline that they just made up for this release. It looks like the last roadside stop you'll ever make. And it's kind of funny, just like with the VHS, on the, credits for the film on the back of the VHS released in 1990, it said Phantom Entertainment Presents, and now this one says Shadow Entertainment Presents Chuck Connors and Tourist Trap. Kind of interesting. They couldn't resist it, the dummies. Now that's what they're in danger of becoming. When three beauties, including a view to a kill's Tanya Roberts, stumble into a bizarre tourist trap run by a reclusive, good old boy, Chuck Connors, they discover a collection of amazingly lifelike mannequins. What's the secret behind this shop that should be dispensing maps, trinkets, and gasoline, but instead unleashes waves of shock and suspense? You'll find out. Tourist Trap comes off powerfully with its games of cat and mouse terror. The creature features movie guide. I always thought it was funny, the face that this girl's making, and from the still, she's like, swinging the axe towards Slauson here. This face that she's making is not a very, whatever you want to call it, flattering face for this actress. She's probably not a big fan of that still shot of herself, I wouldn't imagine. The other image here, obviously, is Slauson putting the stuff over this poor young girl's face before suffocating her. Then this is an image featured on the back of the 1990 VHS. Davey frickin' strangling the one dude. Creepy ass shot of Davey with the baby face and the wig on, holding the mannequin head of, was it the character Sonny, I want to say? Just a picture of Slauson sitting in the chair with that one chick, on the floor there. And then this other picture of these three chicks is the one that's on the back of the 1990 VHS. On the bottom here we can see this LaserDisc is extended play. In this format it can offer chapter search, scan, pause, and dual channel sound depending on the recorded contents. When not in use, place LaserDisc in jacket and store in cool, dry place. This LaserDisc is encoded with stereo digital sound in addition to the high quality picture and analog stereo soundtracks of conventional LaserDiscs. Taking a look at the LaserDisc label itself, we've got relatively boring label, I want to say right here. Just a white background with a kind of a goofy ass Shadow Entertainment logo up top. Doesn't really blow your ass away. LaserDisc to one side there of the little, whatever you want to call it, I guess you can call it a hole. Then on the other side we've got stereo, laser, we got LV, catalog number I guess is LV13002. This LaserDisc of course is extended play, first half on one side, second half on the other. CLV indicating the speed of the LaserDisc, which would offer 1 hour per side. Underneath the hole we can see the Tourist Trap. I want to say, is that the original logo? I think so. If not, very close to it. And obviously we can see our trademark and copyright 1992 Shadow Entertainment. All rights reserved. Manufactured by Pioneer Manufacturing by license under several pending patents. Printed in the USA. Because side 2 looks the exact same with the exception of the number 2 versus 1, we're just going to show you side 1. But I guess that pretty much does it for this showcasing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video.